Hello, Meow Meows. Thank you for your time today. My name is Kai.
And my name is Kat, and we are the 6AM Meow Meows.
Happy Tuesday! We are so happy to be here today.
What we plan to focus on within this first series, Rising with the Sun, is the importance of connecting with yourself.
Healing, understanding, and becoming present with yourself. Intending your energy and presence for the day.
And setting up the foundation for your future. We love discussing topics together, but more than anything, we love to learn. So stay tuned for information on how you can join these conversations. Alrighty, Meow Meows, let's get started.
Meow.
Meow!
Good morning, Kat.
Good morning, Kai.
How is your Tuesday this morning?
It is fantastic. I'm loving it.
How is your energy feeling? Where are your energy levels at?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would say they're calm, but they're maybe not as intentional as they could be. Yeah, which is something that I have to get intentional about every morning, every day. So I feel like that's a perfect topic for this episode.
I agree. At least you're aware or choosing to be aware of
Always
your
choosing to be aware of
intentions.
that.
Why do you think getting intentional with your energy is so important?
I speak on this a lot. I am not shy about the fact that I think intentionality is the determining part of everything in your life. Setting your intention for the day, where you want to go, how you plan to show up for the circumstances to come, determines every part of everything in your day. And being aware that sometimes what you plan is not the course of what the energy from the universe is going to provide you.
So how can we start getting intentional?
Number one, starts with acknowledgement. Just acknowledging where you and your energy is presently at this morning, from the moment you wake up and from the moment that you kind of go on about your day. Some people do this with meditation. I know that you do it with your breathing.
I do. For me, it helps me focus my energy inward. With getting intentional and becoming conscious with my breath, I'm able to focus inward and letting myself understand the importance of riding the waves of my energy.
And I think once you've acknowledged where you're at in the day, then setting your intention for the day. Once you recognize where your energy is at, you can decide where you want it to go. So affirmations are a really great way to do this. Repeating positive words to yourself can help you repeat positive words in your head and kind of set you up for support throughout your day. It's like your inner dialogue begins to kind of be more of a supporting ally rather than a hateful friend. I know that some people really struggle with affirmations, or they really struggle to get behind the idea of affirmations, but affirmations are literally just a positive intention for your energy.
And not only just for your energy, it's a different way of speaking to yourself.
It's like, if you don't believe it yet, can you consider that it could be a new reality? So it's kind of like the willingness to allow the possibility and capability of a new reality. And so if you don't believe in the possibility of that affirmation, give yourself a mantra instead. A mantra is like a grounding thought that will bring you back to a truth that you know to be true. So let's say the affirmation is, I'm a fit and healthy individual, for someone who's trying to get in shape, and they fundamentally don't feel that. And in fact, saying that affirmation brings up anxiety because it's reminding them of all the stuff that they don't actually have right now. So saying, I'm a fit and healthy individual doesn't work for them, but saying, I can change my body, and then that ringing true. And if that doesn't ring true, I can do hard things. And if that doesn't ring true, I can learn how to do hard things.
So it's just finding what works for you. If it doesn't work, then try something different. Find something that works best and suits your life
you
and where you're
really, really have to listen to yourself with affirmations. And I know that you and I are definitely very open people, and we believe in possibilities, and we also believe in ourselves. So we believe anything is possible, and we can pretty much say any positive affirmation to ourselves, and we know that it can ring true. But they didn't always ring true for me.
at. No.
So definitely pay attention to what your heart tells you. And if your heart doesn't believe it's true, it just means that you don't believe in the possibility of that reality. And that can change. So be patient with yourself and be explorative, because there's a lot of good affirmations out there.
And it takes time. I mean, as mentioned in Daily Routines episode, an unintentional mind, it was really just the brain left only to its true intention
Yeah.
to survive.
I mean, I think it's the reason that intentionality is so important, but it's the reason that trying to influence it in a more positive direction is really going to be so beneficial for you. And I used to be incredibly unintentional. I was completely aimless, and every day was just spent going through the motions. And I unlearned this over time, to be less reactionary to things that didn't go my way, to be less emotional to things that triggered me. But when I was just constantly in blame, constantly externalizing why my inner energy was getting so fucked up. So, yeah, really struggled with intentionality and energy. But what about you? When were you unintentional, Kyla?
The first thing that comes to my brain is college. I was emotionally unstable because I wasn't taking care of myself. Physically, emotionally, mentally, not taking care of myself. My energy was out of whack and I felt like it did not have any control. I desired the control, but I wasn't fully aware of how to become intentional with my energy, and I did not realize it was my choice.
So, when did you make the choice to get intentional with your energy?
I mean, when I realized that I had a choice.
Nice.
But when I realized I had the choice, and I found that choice through the boundaries that I was creating with, whether it be at work or with other people, I'm like, oh, I have the choice to create this boundary. So that means I have a choice of who and what I have in my life. And so that means I get to choose my life.
Yeah.
And what I want. When you realize you have a choice and where your intention lies is where your energy goes. I mean, begin your day with that intention of how and where you will choose to spend your energy. And more importantly, like boundaries, where you won't choose to spend your energy.
And it's like, even if the current circumstances or relationships isn't an empowering one or a productive one, realize that you have the power to decide how you will show up to that. Because we can't necessarily change our circumstance in a day, and we can't necessarily leave a relationship in a day. But what we do have the power over is how we're going to show up to that. Additionally, if your perspective isn't an empowering one, then know that you can change that too. So kind of practice seeing opportunity and possibility even when you don't initially see it. And you may be really surprised at the things that will reveal themselves to you. And one of my mantras that I'll share is, what you perceive, you believe, and what you believe, you perceive. A lot of people have talked about this. So if you cannot see it, if you cannot perceive it, you will not believe it. And if you do not believe it, you will not perceive it. So definitely challenge that way of thinking and kind of force yourself to see opportunities where normally you wouldn't see any.
Now, I mean, there are different ways we could be able to raise our energy throughout the day. And I used to be the victim, most definitely, like many of us, drinking 6 shots of espresso.
To raise your energy?
To raise my energy, because I'm tired and wiped out. I can just get 6 shots of espresso and I'll be good. I'll be great. But then I just fall apart.
Yeah.
But what are some natural things we could do to raise our energy throughout the day?
I know we definitely talk about working out, but I think, kind of more fast-paced movement, like walking or biking or running. I think all of those things are really good ways to not only become more present with yourself, but, actually like generate some of that energy.
Getting that movement. For me, I find spending time with my family and my beautiful friends, balancing the relationships make me feel energized. I mean, along with writing, you could sing or be goofy and just dance around. Even if you're by yourself, that's the most fun.
Yeah. I think that's a tremendously beneficial way to raise your energy.
One of my absolute favorites is grounding, which is what earthing is. It's getting your feet naked with the earth, barefoot.
And I'm sure, especially as we're heading into the colder months, like,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, if you're feeling low, no, but honestly, if you're feeling low on energy, walk barefoot out into like the wet grass. And I'm sure that'll wake you right up.
Yep.
See, I know that decreasing distractions, especially digital distractions.
Oh God, it's all around.
Yeah. And, I know I've mentioned decision fatigue before. And imagine just kind of like running through the energy that you have in your day, wasting it online, wasting it on thoughts that aren't productive or thoughts that aren't serving you. I know that a big thing that I do to generate more energy throughout my day is actually finding those flow states. And when I'm creating, using my talents, using my skills, I can really tap into flow states effectively. And that definitely helps generate a lot of energy. Let's see, what's one more? So crying or laughing, kind of like releasing emotion, I found has been the number one game changer when it comes to de-stressing myself, because I've got so much like built-in energy throughout my day. But then it feels like with the release of that negative energy, I have so much more room to be myself and to just have, positive energy, if that makes sense.
It's like a clean slate.
Yeah. The second that something stresses me out and I notice objectively in myself, hey, I'm really stressed about that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go cry in the bathroom. Now, I mean it. Like, I literally am like, okay, I need to literally squeeze this out of my body like a sponge. And I feel so much fucking better.
You feel better.
I feel so much better. I recommend it to everyone. I'm like, you don't go into the bathroom to cry out your stress. I don't understand.
Yeah, I definitely do that.
But I think no matter what, just focusing on what works best for you and, be patient and be curious about it, because this is an exploration that you're going through. You're finding out what energy you want to align with.
If you want to.
If you want.
If you want to. I mean, these are just some examples and things that we've done for ourselves.
I know that when it comes to energy and protecting your energy, you really need to prioritize you and don't think of it as being selfish.
No, I mean, focusing on what is meaningful for your life.
Yeah, and when it comes to managing your energy intentionally, the most important part of that is prioritizing yourself.
And unfortunately, self-care is often the first thing we neglect. I mean, when people start feeling strapped for energy or time, they just step away from themselves when that should be the first thing that they focus on. When in fact, when you prioritize what makes you feel taken care of, you end up increasing your energy the most. Like when you go and cry in the bathroom to release that energy, you've just recharged.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a way of protecting your energy by noting what you value and what you need. So it goes right back to boundaries. You're kind of deciding what will be allowed to drain your energy and what won't be allowed to drain your energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a few different ways we can be able to feel the energy. I mean, there's the physical senses and then there's the mental senses as well.
Kind of on a mental level, you can use mindfulness and you can get present in the moment, and it does actually generate a tremendous amount of energy. I can't quite explain it, but yeah, the more you practice it, it's why everyone loves meditation. It's
when they do it. And they practice it.
Yeah. I'm really not a huge practicer of meditation, so I know that it's all the rave, but I still can't get in it.
It takes time.
It definitely takes time.
I couldn't get into it first thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm working on it all the time. But let's see. Another way to protect your energy or to generate more of it, especially on the mental level, is to spark some joy. You know?
So just laughing.
Yeah, I mean, and you can laugh about something, but I know that Marie Kondo really kind of coined the term spark joy. And when I walk into my space and the material items that I have in my life literally spark joy because of the way they're arranged or because of, the way that I can view them. Like right now, as I look at you, you spark tremendous joy, of course. Oh, bless you. But the painting that we made, that sparks a lot of joy for me. So every time I see it, I can kind of just be rejuvenated with, oh yeah, I made that with my best friend. Yeah. So, but especially going back to laughing, imagine when you're super drained, you're completely shot for energy, and then all of a sudden someone says something hilarious, or you, I don't know, see your cat do something absolutely ridiculous.
And you start cracking up.
Yeah, and it's literally a chemical change.
How so?
On a chemical level, a neurochemical level, you have shifted your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from thinking and analytical to laughter and love.
And how powerful and majestic we humans are, that we have so much ability to change our perception.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
Honestly, the privilege of being a human is that we experience thought more real than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That one's from Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it's so important that you recognize the privilege that truly is. Not just in getting intentional with your energy, but getting intentional with your thoughts and where you allow that energy to flow.
So, how can we stay on track with loving yourself and your energy?
That is a damn fine question, Kyla.
Oh, thank you.
I think celebrating and acknowledging. So celebrating all of the wonderful things you do currently have and acknowledging where you're at. Being grateful for both things. It's a really great way to intentionally spend your energy in a productive manner.
I mean, gratitude generates that positive energy, the abundance, and guess what? More gratitude. I literally write in my journal, I'm grateful for being grateful.
It's kind of like a skill that you practice, you know?
And I didn't think that I would ever say something like that. The thoughts didn't even come into my brain that I would think about that or wouldn't think about that. But I mean, small or huge, take the time to acknowledge the accomplishment, completion, and focusing on the fact that you just finished something, whether it be a book or writing in your journal, watering your plants, or maybe feeding your cats, or cooking for yourself. I mean, your daily accomplishments, big or small, I mean, that's something that you get to celebrate.
I feel like in addition, the celebrating and acknowledging where you're at, it definitely takes time. It takes understanding and patience and practice and love for yourself. And intentionality is something you work on every day. So it's like celebrate your decision to work on it today.
Exactly. I mean, you just did it.
Yeah.
We just spoke together and
little bit at a time. It's been the biggest thing that's changed in my entire year. So yeah, intentionality has brought me everything and got me everywhere where I am today.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I've definitely been working on that myself this year and really honing in on that, and that's why I think you came into my life.
I think that's why you came into my life.
Why are we so cute?
I don't know. Because we got really intentional. And
we did.
I think we've been really intentional with what we're creating here. And it's been really interesting to kind of like watch where your intention lies and see what gets in the way of that, and not letting it mean anything negative, because there's a lot of things I have to unlearn in order to go where I am intending to go.
It's a work in progress, but it's consistently changing, so that's why we continue to learn and evolve together and separately.
Yeah, separately but together.
Yes.
Yeah, which I love.
Oh, Kat.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate the world and life and the universe and goddamn energy. I love it.
Really, let me just say, I really appreciate your energy.
Whoa, thank you. I appreciate your energy.
Yeah, I appreciate the energy we got going on.
Me too. We're all wavy.
We're super wavy.
Meow.
Meow.
All right, Kat, you have a beautiful day.
Hi, you have a beautiful day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alrighty, you lovely meows. We love you deeply and we thank you dearly for joining us in our journey today.
Subscribe to the 6AM Meow Meows to get notifications for future episodes. If you wish for more meows in your life, you can connect with us on Instagram for additional insight into the topics discussed, inspiration that has encouraged us, and of course, cats. We also include questions to ask yourself, writing prompts, as well as tools, tips, and tricks related to today's episode.
If you're more of a visual person, find us on YouTube for the video version of these podcasts, or you can join us on the conversations on Facebook. Share what you think, what you learned, or something you would like to add to our discussions.
To get in touch with us, or if you have any questions, email us at the6ammeowmeows@gmail.com.
All of these links will be listed below, so scroll on down to get connected.
As always, we are learning on this journey, so your comments, perspectives, ideas, and considerations are not only appreciated, but a fundamental part in helping us gain understanding and shifting our current realities.
Again, thank you for your time, and have a perfect rest of your day. Goodbye, beautiful meow meows.
Goodbye!